I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Finally, The Rock has come back. I hate this idea that you're the best.
And if you're not down with that, we got two words for ya!
I'm the best in the world.
I fight at WrestleMania for the very, very small percentage of people that walk this planet and say I am proud to be, I'm sorry, a professional wrestler.
Oops, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
It's Podcast of the Immortals with your hosts, Matt Bush and Jimmy Bellamy.
Probably frozen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have to tear that can open and like...
No, it's
slushy.
bottles.
Like
I'm scared.
Oh,
Like a,
glass bottles?
yeah.
Oh, dude.
Dude, I'm
those are gonna
scared.
shatter, dude.
I don't know. My dad's stupid. I told him to take him.
I had a diet Pepsi in my car, and it exploded.
Did it today?
It was like a week ago, and it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I thought it'd be like a big clump of ice, but it wasn't.
It's been a while since I've left something in the freezer. I've never left anything in the car that would have exploded. But of course, we have those cold days and those hot days that can do it. Those mega hot days.
Those mega hot days when it gets to like 4.
Lately.
This is Podcasting Immortals.
Of course it is. They heard the intro.
Episode number 52. Yeah. We got a lot to go over. TLC just wrapped up. We have a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Heavyweight, yeah. Another error from the graphics team.
They've been cutting budget, apparently.
Yeah, they're trying to reuse like old graphics and stuff. But we got all of TLC to go over. We got a lot to cover. A lot of crazy stuff happened. Some good matches.
Some filler matches. But I was fairly pleased with the pay-per-view. I thought I'd give it a C+, B-, kind of slightly above average. I'd say the same. C+ is a good one. Yeah. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. But overall, I was entertained. I missed the first 3 matches. You did, and I think you missed the best match of the night. Yeah. Probably a couple of the better matches of the night. My favorite was actually the Divas match for the Divas Championship, which on a card with, a unification match, that's probably not a good sign, but that match was actually really, really good. Natalya took on AJ. AJ ends up winning, and it was like the best Divas match I've seen in a very, very long time. Oh, we have Zach Fish Daddy McKinnon here to join us on the analysis. Of course, at FishDaddy69 on Twitter. Yeah. Just that gritty son of a bitch over there. I did not see this match. What did you think of the women's match?
I don't know. It's a women's match. I mean, it was a good one too. I mean, it was like Natalya came out just firing, great moves, unbelievable. Of course, sharpshooter, right? Sharpshooter, yep. Couple times, but
it looked like Natalya was going to win, but then AJ reversed it into a small package that actually looked believable. That maybe Natalya wouldn't be able to kick out of. AJ retains. I really thought she might lose. This is the first time I picked against her, which is dumb because in my thing I took AJ, and it cost me like $30 or whatever. Yeah, like what, 40? I think 45. 40, yeah, something like that. We ended up in a 4 or 5 way tie. 4-way tie. Yeah, so that was bad, but it was a great match. I thought Natalya looked awesome. I really thought this was her time to win if she was ever going to win it, but it was her first singles match for the championship in 3 years. Jeez. That's what they said. That. Yeah, that's what they said before the match. So, I think I don't know what to think. You're right. Every time you pick against AJ, she wins, and I thought there was no way that Natalya was going to lose this one. Yeah, it's just weird that she hasn't been the Divas champion. It is, and especially after the heat that AJ got following the night of tribute to the troops taping on Wednesday. Is that right?
Yeah, was that Wednesday or Thursday they taped? I can't remember.
It was one of those days. But she got some heat with who?
Michelle Beadle.
I don't even know where she's from.
She used to host Sports Nation on ESPN with Colin Cowherd, and now she's on. Oh God, I always screw up these shows. It's like Extra or Access Hollywood. They're all the same to me. Entertainment Tonight. It's something like Extra. I think she's on Extra or Access. I don't know which one. But she's pretty. I'd say prevalent on Twitter. I follow her on Twitter, and she's pretty entertaining. She's a former WWE intern from back in the day.
Oh.
So she loves wrestling and stays connected with that and has some friendships over there, like with Renee Young and Punk and other people.
Nice. I gotta check this Michelle Beadle out now. Is she a cutie?
She's okay. I mean, she's decent.
Okay.
Yeah. She's alright. I think she falls into that category of people like her because she has a pretty deep and vast sports knowledge.
Okay.
So that, I guess, adds to her.
Okay, I think I've seen her before, yeah.
She's alright. She's decent.
Alright. Well, new reports emerged regarding AJ Lee Michelle Beadle backstage incident.
Really?
This is from Bleacher Report. For all the hype and promotion WWE has given the Randy Orton, John Cena, blah, 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 blah. Dave Meltzer claimed on Saturday night the Divas champion got into a heated verbal argument backstage with Beadle after catching the sports reporter having a conversation with CM Punk, who's, of course, AJ Lee's boyfriend. Apparently, WWE was furious with Lee for embarrassing the company. Aside from the fact this was a goodwill event for the troops... Sorry, I'm sick. There were apparently several important NBC people around who witnessed the altercation. Meltzer mentioned that the star was in hot water with management over the incident, and the odds of her leaving TLC with the Divas Championship seemed dim. Some of it was overblown, apparently, though. I don't know. But, boy, this is a long report.
And according to Beadle, on her Twitter feed, she said that she considers CM Punk a friend, saw him on her way in, and she was with a couple of WWE PR people at the time, and she said, "Hey, bleep face," or something to that extent. "Hi, bleep face," which she says to her friends, and she said that AJ was not around at that time, and then before the next thing she knew, she was being yelled at by. She didn't say by who,
but yeah,
by whom, whatever, however you say that.
But she does. Lee does retain once again. This has been quite the run for the Divas champion, and we'll see what's next up in stock for her. Maybe a return of what was her name?
Tamina?
Caitlyn.
Oh yeah. Well, I was wondering when she was going to lose it, who she was going to lose it to, and I just thought this was a good chance for Natalya to get her first title. It goes back to a baby face. They can have a rivalry. It's a Total Divas cast member.
Yeah.
So now I don't know. I mean, maybe for all I know, they'll have a rematch tomorrow, like they're known to do, having 7 rematches the next night from the pay-per-view. So you could have a title rematch and have Natty go over. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but like, she is like the woman Cena, like winning matches after matches after matches.
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, I know he didn't win tonight, but I mean, right towards the beginning, like first couple of years, people loved him.
Yeah.
And
you mean AJ?
Yeah, AJ. Yeah.
Although AJ, it seemed like she was dropping every non-title match for a while.
Anytime the belt is not on the line, she loses.
All right.
But we've kind of buried the lead here. We talked about Divas for about 10 minutes. We do have a new unified champion or undisputed champion or WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and that's Randy Orton. He came into TLC, and it wasn't looking good for him. Triple H had hit him with the pedigree on Monday Night Raw to end the show. It looked like Cena had aligned himself with Kane and Triple H and Stephanie. Cena, obviously, is tough to beat without any help, but Orton came out victorious. He ended up winning. He went through 3 tables during the match, overcame that. He put Cena,
he handcuffed Cena to the ropes, which I thought was brilliant. I liked that whole bit.
Yeah.
Cena ended up.
They did that recently too, didn't they? Like within the last year, I thought they've done that because I remember someone unscrewing that, but I couldn't tell you who it was or what match it involved.
I don't remember unscrewing a rope ever.
Did Punk do it to Undertaker? Or did Heyman do it to Punk? I can't remember. I don't know. But yeah, it was a decent match. It certainly wasn't of the epic proportions that WWE had, I think, wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But I think this is just the beginning of something, and that's how I've viewed it the past month, or past 3 weeks, I should say, since they talked about merging the titles.
It seemed... Tommy Dreamer had a tweet, and he goes, "It's kind of like losing your virginity. There was this big build-up, then it ends abruptly, and then it's over." And it wasn't what you were...
Spoiler alert for Fish.
Yeah, Fish. Which I thought was kind of on the nose there. They had hyped it for a month. I was excited about it. I was excited to see what kind of angle this would take, but it was just a clean match. No, I was kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, no interference from the authority.
Yep.
But there's more to the story. Now that at the end of the match, Vince McMahon's "No Chance in Hell" music plays. Mm-hmm. He comes down with Stephanie and Triple H, so they all seem to be aligned together and not opposed, like I think a lot of people had thought. But I think the rest of the story is going to be told tomorrow night on Raw. Or, I'm sorry, tonight on Raw.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah, because we posted. Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I just was expecting more. It seemed like the Authority couldn't really decide between two hot girls. It's like one girl has the best butt in the world, and the other one has the best pancakes in the world. You're trying to decide.
What are pancakes?
Like, they make you awesome breakfast.
Oh, gotcha. I thought it was a metaphor for something.
No, I don't know. Like, well,
no, you're believe me, I love pancakes.
Yeah, like they each are offering something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
But you can't quite choose what you love more. Mm-hmm. And it seems like
you teach the girl with the great butt to make pancakes.
There you go. That's a genius. But yeah, I mean, they're trying to decide between two things, and it's like they're flirting with Cena, they're flirting with Orton. Mm-hmm. They couldn't decide who they wanted, and I don't know. I guess they just finally decided who to go with tonight.
I think Orton makes sense because Cena's fine chasing. He will always garner that attention. If Orton loses, he's kind of stuck. There's really nothing to do with him. This way, Cena can get involved in some kind of spectacular non-title match at WrestleMania, or he can fight his way into a spot at the Rumble. And who knows what could happen? I mean, they could have the title change hands between now and the Rumble. You never know. Mm-hmm. They probably won't. And I wouldn't be surprised, just thinking off the top of my head and not really breaking down matchups, if we saw a rematch at the Rumble.
That would make sense. I mean, Cena lost his belt, so it makes sense that he gets that opportunity to win it back, even though it's half of the belt, I guess.
Yeah.
But what do they do with the belt now? Do they have two belts, like when Jericho had won? Do they go with a new design? Do they stick with one of the two that's already present? Like I showed you, they're going with a new logo soon. That WWE Network logo, the kind of
where it's a less chicken scratched W. It's a top to bottom WW.
Yeah.
And they're relatively straight lines.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad they're changing it, because the scratch logo ushered in the Attitude Era, and it meant something.
Yeah.
And that logo doesn't apply to the product that's on TV.
And it was modified in 2002.
Yeah.
Where they got the F out.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that you can have a new belt, which would make sense if they are going with this new logo within the next year or whatever. But I'm thinking they're probably going to drop the World Heavyweight title, and they'll run with the WWE Championship and just call that the World Heavyweight, or that WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I think that's what they'll do tomorrow. Wouldn't be surprised if Orton comes to the ring with both belts and then they give him a new one, or I don't know. I really don't. Or if he just rocks that for a while. I mean, because Jericho rocked that for a little bit, and Triple H wins them at Mania, and then was it the next day he was given the Undisputed Championship?
I think it might have been on SmackDown or Raw, but Ric Flair gave him the Undisputed belt.
Okay.
Following Mania, what is it, 18? Yeah.
2002?
Yeah.
Do the math, yeah.
18. So, a lot of questions to be answered. Where do you think Orton and Cena go through WrestleMania now? Could you see Orton holding on to that title through Mania? And if so, who does he face?
I think he faces CM Punk.
For the title?
Yeah, and I think Monday teased that with Punk and Orton getting involved.
Yeah.
The other wild card here, though, that really will help shape things is what happened to Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. That's a big question because he took on the Wyatts tonight. It was 3-on-1 match, and despite the valiant effort by Daniel Bryan, of course he was gonna put up a fight. He ends up losing. They hit the Sister Abigail. Bray does after his little spider walk or whatever they're calling it, and the Wyatts emerged victorious.
That was a good match. I've been happy with what I see from Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, who certainly have benefited from having matches with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan in recent weeks.
Yeah, I think, they might have another brother. He has a beard for it. He can match in there really well. But, you never know. The Wyatts are an interesting bunch.
They could go with the story of Bryan gets drugged or hypnotized or something, where he's somehow convinced to join, or maybe he disappears off TV for a little bit and creates some suspense, and then he comes back and saves the day and foils their plans. I really don't know where they're going, and I'm sure if we broke it down, if I took maybe an hour to think about potential storylines here, who's going to face who going into WrestleMania. But right now, I'd like to see this Bryan. I wouldn't mind seeing a Bryan heel turn, and it wouldn't surprise me if they did it, since he is so over. If they just, continued to do stupid shit to him.
He's the hottest property in the company. They turned Austin heel after 17, but he had a good 3-4 year run as the big face. Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan just became that.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, but then again, when Rock was first getting some super mega over, they turned him into a corporate champion, and everyone hated him. Mm-hmm. But that was the face Austin, because they already had the super face.
Yeah.
I don't think they have anyone comparable to Daniel Bryan other than maybe Cena right now.
Well, back then they had that three-headed hydra of it was Rock, Austin, Triple H. They really could. And you have the Undertaker was present, but he was kind of that fights once in a while guy. Didn't really need a title. When he did have a title, it was brief every single time. Never.
He always had those buried alive match. He had those stipulation matches a lot.
Casket matches. Yeah. Where I could see they give, they put the spotlight back on Cena as their uber babyface. To the company, that is. Their uber babyface, of course, is Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
But what you could have is you could have a heel Bryan, a mysterious heel Bryan, a babyface Punk, uber babyface Cena, and then, of course, bad guy Orton. And, those four could go around and around. You were able to juggle 3-4 balls in the air back in the late 90s, early 2000. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do have Bryan join the Wyatts. Either way, no matter what happens, Bray Wyatt getting that win tonight was huge for him. That really does a lot for his character and his believability as a strong guy.
Yeah,
it does. Where do you think Punk and Bryan go from here?
I don't know. CM Punk, he's obviously really dominant. Daniel Bryan. Yeah, I don't think I don't think they'll throw him I kind of want to see them together on a tag team. They were one.
They were, yeah, recently.
And I kind of want to see that like go further. But that like when they do tag teams or whatever, their fame kind of goes away. I mean, a little bit. Like, I mean, they're better at singles.
Yeah.
And I'd rather see them, I mean, kind of build a rivalry between them or put the top 4, the Ultimate 4.
Yeah.
And just make a hell of a match out of that.
I was really...
Like, between them.
I was really wishing... First match of the night after the fiasco that was Miz versus Fandango. Or, not Miz, Ziggler versus Fandango on the pre-show.
That was stupid.
Which Fandango won. Was... CM Punk taking on the Shield. Good match. Roman Reigns went for a spear, missed Punk on the outside, ended up going like over the table, the announce table, came out with like this giant like poofy eye. It looked like he hit his face, and the doctors were looking after him. And during this time, Punk was able to get the upper hand on the other 2 members of Shield, and he hit the GTS on Rollins. And went to go for it on Ambrose. Ambrose like got out of it, pushed Punk away. Punk turned, dodged a Roman Reigns spear, and Reigns hit Dean Ambrose. And then he pushes Reigns out of the ring and pins Ambrose for the win. After that match, I'm like, wow, what if Daniel Bryan comes out next match, beats the Wyatts? You got 2 guys who could say like, I just took out 3 guys by myself. Like, the Shield were the most dominating team ever, like, and I beat them by myself. I held the title for 434 days in a row. You know, Daniel Bryan could say, I beat John Cena. If I didn't get screwed over at SummerSlam, I'd still be champion. I thought they had an opportunity to put both of those 2 into the main event with Cena and Orton and have a fatal 4-way. I think I would love to see that match still.
Yeah.
That would be an awesome Royal Rumble match if they wanted to go that way. Obviously, they didn't, though.
What I see happening is I see CM Punk being the guy after John Cena loses his rematch to Randy Orton at Royal Rumble. I see CM Punk winning the Rumble, facing Orton at WrestleMania for the title, and rolling with that. Daniel Bryan could go myriad ways. He could go... I don't think he'd go into something with Shawn Michaels, because I don't think Shawn Michaels will wrestle again. And if he does wrestle again, I don't think he does it this coming WrestleMania. No. Bryan could have something with Triple H. He could do whatever he's going to do with the Wyatts if he does end up becoming a member of that.
Yeah, group. I think Shield and Wyatt turning to one of the biggest. If they can make it that way. I think biggest rivalry, see who's the better team.
They teased that.
They did. I don't see them doing that, because I think what they're going to do is they'll keep Shield together, but it will be fractured, and eventually you're going to see a blow off between Reigns and Ambrose. And I could see them doing it right and having Rollins choose, or they might even just do the thing where, they've disbanded, and then next thing you know, Rollins comes out the next week in regular tights, and he's just fighting, Kofi Kingston or something. I don't know.
I hope not. Where was I going? Crap. I'm sorry, I'm very, very, very tired.
No, I'm in the same boat, son.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean we're not bringing you a quality podcast, though.
We're bringing you the quality.
We're dedicated. We even brought the fish.
The fish. But I just don't, I'm confused. We saw Orton take on CM Punk at WrestleMania 27. We've seen that match recently, and it was an okay match. I liked it, but I just don't feel the need to see it again. I don't think it's WrestleMania worthy.
Who is this?
CM Punk taking on Randy Orton.
Oh yeah.
If CM Punk does indeed win the Royal Rumble, like I had read months ago, but changes of plans have obviously changed. Big Show was supposed to be in the main event of TLC. Let's just put it that way. Mm-hmm. CM Punk taking on Triple H, I think makes more sense. It's a match I haven't seen at WrestleMania before. I would like to see that match, actually. CM Punk would obviously win, but that if he does win the Royal Rumble, then that means Triple H would have to be the champion going into WrestleMania. And that's why I was really hoping that Triple H would somehow get involved tonight and end up winning the titles. But I guess that's yet to be seen.
Yeah, but who fights Brock if they're gonna make such a who's
Brock?
It's pretty much been said he's going to fight Undertaker.
Yeah.
Undertaker?
Yeah.
Is that why he just kind of sits back right now?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, be where
And to me, it makes sense. Have these guys who fight once a year fight each other. That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm excited for that match as well. What does Cena do if not Orton? If not Punk? If not Daniel Bryan?
He can be the pre-show.
Yeah, John Cena on the pre-show.
Pre-show with
awesome.
The Miz or something. Bring that back.
Hey, that was
Bring that feud back.
WrestleMania 27 main event.
Yeah, it should be pre-show.
Yeah.
No,
Sheamus.
I think you're gonna have up until the Chamber. You'll have, and with the Chamber, we'll get a title match, and you're gonna have probably all parties. I mean, we're probably looking at Orton, Cena, Punk, Bryan. Maybe Triple H.
Triple H. I think that's where he could
possibly
win it
at the Chamber. And then there's a sixth spot, right? Who am I forgetting? Roman Reigns.
What if Orton lays down for Triple H basically and hands him over the title on a platter? Kind of finger poke of doom.
He could, but I would advise against that. WWE hasn't done that.
Yeah.
And WCW did that a couple times where it was just stupid.
Yeah.
I really think you hurt the title, and now that you've merged them, I think it'd be a fatal mistake to disrespect the title by doing that and make a mockery of it.
Yeah.
I could see Triple H ordering that and Orton refusing.
Yeah.
Gaining, babyface praise, and then, having some kind of match where he's, put at a severe disadvantage, or someone comes out and just, whether it's Kane or somebody, and really renders him useless for Triple H. I could see that happening.
So, who's your guys' pick for the Royal Rumble winner right now, if you had to pick?
If I'm picking, I'm saying CM Punk.
CM Punk? Peace?
It's hard not to go with Punk.
Bryan or Punk, I think, are the obvious choices this year. Last year was obviously Cena or Ryback.
Yeah.
Cena made sense, obviously, when Rock won before the Royal Rumble. Or no, was it the other way around?
Rock won at the Rumble. The match was the main event, though.
Match was the main event. So the Rumble was first.
Correct? Am I wrong? Because the Royal Rumble match traditionally is the main event.
Yeah.
But I can't remember. For some reason, I think Rock Punk might have been the last thing.
You might be right. But either way, it ruined the surprise for... Because after Cena won, you knew Rock was going to win.
Yeah.
That was disappointing.
I could be wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Punk really, he wins me over every night. But, Daniel Bryan, he's there too.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow night, I think we're going to see a great opening segment, and I think Punk will interrupt, which is going to kick ass.
I hope so.
That would be too.
And of course, in the opening match, I missed it, but Dolph Ziggler lost to Fandango.
Yeah, and I didn't even get to watch this match because I was still driving from work. You're the only one who saw it, Fish, so what happened?
I don't know. I was like watching Fandango dance. It was just awful. I don't really remember. I wasn't really paying attention because it's pre-show.
You were excited.
You were eating, weren't you?
Yeah, I was eating sloppy
You're
joes,
working on your
French
sloppy
fries.
We had an awesome thread tonight. Sloppy Joes, French fries, chips, all the Mountain Dew you can drink.
All of it.
All of it. It was good stuff.
Yeah, I had one too many Mountain Dews.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a special match, but right before that, the Miz and Kofi on the panel start fighting.
Yeah.
I picked Ziggler to win that match, so I was
we all
surprised
did.
that he lost.
Only one person didn't. But yeah, it's why do they hate Dolph Ziggler?
I don't know. I don't know if his character / demeanor is taken as a bad attitude to some. I don't know. I really don't. He seems like a guy who kind of lives his character.
Yeah.
And maybe some people don't know where the line is because it's so blurry. And that maybe he pays the price with how frontal he is on social media. And I don't know. He also just might be in a crowded house that doesn't really have any more room for a champion or a contender. I would love to see him up with all the guys we've talked about tonight, but
he was so close.
It doesn't seem like that's the guy WWE wants right now.
Moment of the year. His cash in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when he cashed in?
The Raw after Mania.
Do you still have that saved?
Yeah, I do.
We'll show you after the cast. It was
okay. Yeah,
it was crazy.
I'm trying to think.
Absolutely crazy.
Wait, the Raw after Mania?
The Raw after WrestleMania.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
You didn't see? Oh my god, one of the best Raws ever for sure. Big E Langston took on Damien Sandow in an Intercontinental Championship match. Big E retains. He, you know, it's business time when he pulls down the straps on his bra.
Those things are massive.
Yeah, they really should blur those out. Yeah. It's a little much. But he wins. Looks pretty impressive doing it. That move when he runs into the guy and just like lays him out. That looks vicious. That's how he got that big scar under his eye. That's when he ran into Dean Ambrose, and Ambrose was all bloody that night. That was that last pay-per-view or a couple pay-per-views ago?
It was a while ago. It might have even been SummerSlam or Night of Champions.
Yeah, but it's crazy. Big E looks good. Obviously, he's getting that push that we kind of predicted.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a cool match. Next match of the night was Real Americans versus Big Show and Rey Mysterio taking on Ryback and Curtis Axel versus Code Dust in an elimination tag team match. And this was a fun match, too.
I forgot that it was I did not know it was an elimination match. I thought it was just a four-way dance, and first fall is the winner.
Yeah, that was a junk match, because, I mean, there's 4 people to pick from, and we all have money on the line. And, of course, Ryback comes out. Who's he with? Curtis Axel. I mean, they're big, good-looking guys. I mean, no homo.
Is that no homo? Is that how you pick your guys?
I wait till they come out.
The best-looking men.
I wait till they come out.
We've had you and your brother on here, and you've both said no homo.
No homo.
I don't think you guys need to say that in 2013.
I don't know.
You Central boys. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on there. See, now, if I were to pick the best-looking man, I would have definitely gone
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes or Antonio Cesaro?
Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is better looking. He's dashing.
Cesaro's got those like leggings, you know.
Cesaro's a good looking.
He's got that little fur going on.
True American.
Yeah.
Nobody hates true American.
He's a real American. But your boys, Ryback and Axel, were the first ones out.
Yeah, that was gross. Gross to watch. I didn't even care after that.
You're like, I love when your guys are out. You're like, this is ridiculous. You're always so upset about it.
I'm rattled because I always pick the wrong person.
You're like, I'm done watching this. You're on your phone. But yeah, Code Dust eliminates them.
And surprisingly, Real Americans were the next elimination.
Yeah, Big Show give the WMD to both of them. It looked like Cesaro was gonna hit the uppercut from the top rope, but Big Show turns it and hits the WMD, knocks them both out, gets a pin on Cesaro, which I was surprised by as well. Cesaro's been pretty protected lately. And then Cody and Rey have a great exchange, back and forth, with Cody Rhodes finally getting the upper hand, hitting the crossroads and pinning Rey, as Code Dust retains the titles and goes into Royal Rumble as the champs.
It was like Nadal Federer circa 09 with the back and forth.
Yeah,
rally.
Wow. It's a good tennis reference.
Yeah, got to get one of those.
Yeah, I'm sure our audience appreciates the...
They're giving golf claps to the tennis reference. I figured with this, we had a couple people split on who was going to win this. Mostly Code Dust was the overwhelming consensus choice. But I figured they're going to hang on to the belts for a while and then eventually feud at WrestleMania with each other.
I love how Big Show goes from main eventing, for the WWE Championship to
thrown into some tag team to be fodder for Code Dust.
I saw on Twitter someone had said when he was with Jericho, they were Jericho. When he was with Miz, they were Show Miz. So now were they Mysterious Show?
Mysterious Show. There it is. Wow, we love the tag team names. We have fun with it. I can't believe no one else calls them Code Dust. It makes so much sense. It just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, I blame Benifer for all these combined names now.
Yeah,
Benifer.
People forget about
Brangelina. I don't like Brangelina because
Bradgelina.
Well, they say Brangelina, but that doesn't make sense to me because exactly I would say Bradgelina. There should be no nickname for them because Brad and Angelina aren't close.
Isn't there Kimye?
Oh fuck.
Or whatever.
Never heard that.
Kimye.
That's awesome.
No, it's not. It's the opposite.
What's their kid's name again?
Northwest.
Yeah, it fits them very well.
Why? Because they're weird.
Sounds like an airline.
Yeah. Well, it is an airline. Northwest Airlines.
So yeah, good match. I really enjoyed it. Probably the second or third best match on the card. Brodus Clay took on R-Truth, and I didn't even realize that it was a singles match at first.
Yeah, we're all picking teams.
No, you guys were. I knew it was a one-on-one.
Well, they came out with their teammates, and I thought it was Tons of Funk taking on R-Truth and Xavier Woods. But I was wrong. Oh, do we have the Raw after Mania on?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, sweet.
I mean,
you're in for a treat, dude.
When Randy Moss comes out there with a shirt off, you think he's going to wrestle. So,
you think Xavier Woods looks like Randy Moss?
Yes.
Randy Moss. Oh, okay. I don't think so.
I just said they were going to wrestle.
Hey, Randy, how are you going to pay that fine?
Straight cash.
Straight cash.
I shake my D at $10,000.
So Brodus Clay continues his turn to healdom. Looks like Tons of Funk are done for, finally.
TOF, baby.
TOF.
R.I.P.
Yep.
Very good.
R-Truth actually wins with the distracted fruit roll-up trope. Tensai, for some reason, was like, "What are you doing, bro? Why are you doing this?" And all Brodus was doing was beating up his opponent, and I didn't understand why he was upset about it.
I think he's just doing that brutally, just put him in the ring and fight him.
Tensai's like, "Just pin him already. Stop, he's already dead." But Brodus took exception to that. He's like, "I'm better than you. Don't tell me what to do." So Tensai just drops down and walks away, and then the Funkadactyls do the same thing and
I don't mind them leaving.
Yeah, the Funkadactyls are like, "Girl, bye."
This match cost me the whole thing because right before that they had that stupid segment in the back with the primetime players, Kali, Vicky, Brad Maddox, and Kane, where they had the brawling buddies. And at the end of it, Kane ended up... First, Vicky was praising the Brodus Clay brawling buddy, and Kane ended up, at the end, knocking the John Cena buddy out with... God, I can't believe we're talking about this. With the Brodus Clay brawling buddy, and I thought, okay, they're setting up... They're going to make Brodus Clay...
The Brawling Buddies segment just ruined that.
If you look at it, didn't it look like they were setting up, and then right after that, he comes out, it's like, well, he's going to win this match. And he lost, so it's just weird. And we've heard up and down things about. We've heard that he's in trouble, but then we've heard that no, he's going to be in line for a big monster push. And I thought there's no way he's going to lose to R-Truth on this. And to me, he could have beaten R-Truth and still broken up with the Funkadactyls and with Tensai and had it make sense. Be like, yeah, look, I don't need you guys. Look what I did.
The way I would have turned Brodus Clay heel is have him dance at the end with the little kids, and like one of them bumps into him and he just like pushes them or something, like, "Get out of my way, I'm a monster." Like he just snaps or something. Like he just starts throwing little kids around. That'd be the most epic heel turn I've seen in a long time.
That'd be sweet. And you could easily do it because I'm sure somebody on the
kids or something.
Well, somebody on the staff probably is a kid that would be willing to participate.
Yeah, I'm sure they could do it safely, and that would get some major heat. Like, like when Anakin little.
And it would be perfect that you have this family show, this kid-friendly product, and you'd be like, "Oh my God, the kids hate this guy. They're scared of him."
Yeah, watch out.
That'd be perfect.
He'll toss you into the crowd.
He just walks down the ring. He just walks down the aisle like this.
Yeah, just starts like shoving kids.
You were saying something, Fish, before I rudely interrupted you.
No, did you, or who did you pick? Did you pick R-Truth?
I did take R-Truth, but I thought it was a tag team match. So
that's what I did. I mean,
I took Clay.
Somebody called my mama and told her that I better pick R-Truth, so I did.
Okay.
I mean, did it work out, Jimmy? Yes, it did.
Yeah, it turned out.
Sorry,
we all tied.
Sorry, nobody called your mama.
We all won though. Overall, we were 3 of the 4 people to share the pot.
The reason why I picked R-Truth and Xavier Woods at the beginning, because I thought they would have that split, which they ended up doing. It turned out to work out fine. But when I'm like, oh crap, it's a singles match? And it was like 3 minutes into the match.
Yeah, we're all like, what?
I thought I had made a mistake because I thought they were going to push, Brodus as a monster and then he would just dominate the whole match, which he did. But luckily he was distracted and got rolled up like a burrito. Our next match was Kofi taking on The Miz following the pre-show shenanigans. Boring chants throughout the match. Kofi ends up winning with Trouble in Paradise. No one seemed to care. I just hope this feud's over soon.
And you had to know Kofi was winning because Miz won the last 2 matches between them. So it would make no sense for Miz to win this one at all.
Especially with Kofi attacking him on the pre-show.
Yeah.
It looked like he had some unfinished business.
Good thing Miz had his gear with him.
Yeah. That's it. Those are all the matches.
Yeah.
So, should we get out the looking glass again, or I don't know.
I'm gonna wait till Raw. I mean, because they could go any number of directions, and they could do something that we say, oh yeah, that makes sense, or they could just take a right turn and do something unexpected. So I really don't know. I mean, but I think you're gonna see Punk fight for the title at Mania. I could see Triple H getting involved and getting some gold, but I don't know. They haven't exactly step by step connected things in the last 4 months, so I don't trust them to do that.
Well, the road to WrestleMania has pretty much officially begun now. It typically begins at Royal Rumble, but I always think that lead up to Royal Rumble is part of the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So WrestleMania season is the best time of the year to be a wrestling fan. They bring back, Jericho. Did you see his tweet today? He said something about the Fozzy tour being over. He's like, oh, gotta catch my flight to Houston. Oh, wait, or maybe not. So the Jeritroll is back. Obviously, he's going to make a return like he tends to do at some point. It'd be interesting to see what he does. Yeah. We got Sheamus's impending return coming up. I'm sure it's going to be at the Rumble. We got, legends possibly coming back. There's been Bill Goldberg talk.
There we go.
Yep. Hey, I lasted 42 minutes this time. I hope the audience has been satisfied.
I think we went all of episode 51 without a Goldberg
I don't know.
reference.
I'm going to have to get... Our loyal listeners are going to have to go and comb through and find that Goldberg reference. I'm sure I made it, at least one.
Maybe subliminally you did it. You said a sentence that had a word that started with Goldberg.
Yeah. We got the Hulk Hogan rumor still persisting. Apparently, WWE is really hoping to get Sting for WrestleMania 30. They need to make a splash. 30 is supposed to be an important... every 10 years, they want to make that big... this is an important thing. And I think we're going to see some really cool stuff. Just don't know what yet.
Royal Rumble is my favorite of all the pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. The lead up to that is the road to WrestleMania. Because depending on how they do it every year, sometimes they'll have people earn spots into the Rumble. Sometimes they'll have people earn certain numbers into the Rumble. We have... quite a decent talent pool this year, and that combined with some of the part-timers and also some of the legends that could come back, it will make for a great pay-per-view. And we now have one main champion, which we've called for a while.
For years. I'm happy about it. I think it's long overdue, especially with the roster they've had.
I'm not disappointed in tonight's show because, like I said, I think this is a beginning.
Yes.
And that we'll see some cool angles for that title. Now that there's more importance on the IC title. One thing that was disappointing to me, though, and it was pointed out by Shane, that we had just the TLC match, the pay-per-view's TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs.
Yeah.
No other matches other than Kofi Miz being a no DQ, which didn't really, nothing happened in that match.
Just no countouts or something.
Yeah, there should have been a tables match somewhere, or I think there should have been a ladder match for the IC title, and now WWE brass probably said, well, this would have taken away from the TLC match. I think you could have said, no, right after Langston wins it, you could say, and just like that, if this happens, in the next match, John Cena and Randy Orton will be the champion, whatever.
Yeah.
It would have been placing importance on the IC title, and it would have been connecting it to the championship.
Yeah, I mean, it's called TLC for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm excited for potential number one contender matches at pay-per-views. Because when you're fighting for a title,
we have one Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah.
We'll have one chamber match. We'll have, the Royal Rumble winner is not choosing which champion to face. It's all set up.
Well, you could have two chamber matches. One could be the number one contender match.
The way you think.
Yeah, or, maybe not, because Royal Rumble winners. But
that would be hard too, because then you have the guys in the championship match who lose.
Yeah.
How could they not be?
But they've had number one contender chamber matches before. But it was at SummerSlam and stuff.
Yeah.
That was before they had the set.
Yeah.
Which I think they should go back to. I hate the whole Hell in a Cell. Oh, it's Hell in a Cell. No.
Yeah.
You should have a Hell in a Cell match every once in a while because it calls for Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
You shouldn't.
I don't like the gimmick being the name of the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Like TLC. This one kind of made sense because you had two belts. But they kind of lucked into that. Well, I mean, they probably planned it, but it should follow the storyline, not the name of the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Not because it's October, we gotta have Hell in a Cell. You know? That's just my opinion.
I like that take.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we gotta wrap it up. I suppose we're gonna watch some Raftermania highlights, so Fish can check that out. Be sure to follow us all on Twitter at ImmortalsPcast, at 97Bush, at Jimmy Bellamy, and at FishDaddy69. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Thanks to Wrestle News, at Wrestle News with a Z. Thanks, guys. All right.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye. Love you. Kiss. Touch. Zach. Fish. Don't lick your lips at me.
Let's watch some Ziggler.